gonna lie, just looking at myself in this color, even though I feel like a choir boy with like the shaved head and everything, I don't even think the earrings help too much. Anyway, that's not the reason why I'm talking today. So once again, Leanne has another announcement, but I'm usually excited about everything. But the timing, it's something that I've been working on for a while. So I've been working on it for a while, but the timing feels now even better just for the fact that A, it's Black History Month. B, this Lean In and McKinsey Women in the Workplace report 2021 has just come out. And C, because the results of that has just gone to confirm that the experiences we face as Black women aren't being taken seriously enough when, technically speaking, you have the data there. The data says, I don't feel like I belong, etc., etc. But what's been bugging me about this kind of data and this report and these insights has been twofold. One's been that we're seeing, in many cases, when I say emotive statements, they are emotive statements that then somehow need to be quantified into specifics. Specifics that need to make sense when you're trying to bring your case, explain your situation to other people who aren't Black women. And that's for me has been the missing part. And the other part that's very close to my heart is that the focus has been very US centric. And that's why, and this is the big announcement, that's why I have created a survey, and it's called the Experience Chasm, because gap seems to imply in many cases, just for this is like my own semantic beliefs, it doesn't have to apply to anyone else's, but this is what I feel like. I feel like if I called it the experience gap, it's still not encapsulating the chasm of difference we experience as Black women within the workplace. It's not just a little bit different, it's a lot different. And I created this survey because I want to fully be able to uplift and amplify our voices by making the intangible tangible, so that we don't have to go and say it's this and this, because I've created something that's sometimes, well, I'm hoping this is the feedback you will give me, that basically says these are the reasons why I don't feel included. These are parts of the reasons why it's more difficult for me to progress. Because time and time and again, and I'm seeing this especially in the work that I do, is that it's like, okay, how do we engage Black women? But we don't know. And I want to take that out. I want to be able to amplify all of our voices to say, this is the experience. This is the experience that we have. These are the reasons why. It's not just I don't feel welcome here. I don't feel a part of this. It's I don't feel a part of this because. And I want to give us as Black women the space to be able to say this, to say it honestly without judgment, but also it's created by a Black woman, me, for other Black women within the workplace, because I think there's so much as well that's a part of it, which is there's differences to our stories depending on where we live. You know, I'm a Brit Jamaican living in Germany, which is still very different to being Afro-German, which is still very different to being Black and French versus being British, Black British living in France. You know, there is so much nuance to it that I want to be able to paint the picture for us, across Europe, but generally that we take away this myth of our story in Europe isn't here. Because there's so much that's US-centric. It's constantly US-centric. I myself am guilty. I've also referred to the Women in the Workplace research and insights because it's the only thing we have, and I don't want it to be the only thing we have anymore. I want us to be able to have our story, our British story, our French story, our European story, painted in a way. And I want to be able to give that back to all of us, to the whole community, to be able to kind of really give that back and say, you had women in the workplace 2021 from over there, but we're showing you as a collective of Black women, this is what the experience chasm is. This is what it feels like. It will take 26 minutes of your time. I know that feels like a long time, but I hope you're seeing it as like a good investment in terms of the more of us that contribute, the more of us that fill this out. And I'm open for feedback. We desperately, when I say desperately, we want your feedback. We want you to say, hey guys, this is what you missed. This is what, I shouldn't say guys, that's not even gender appropriate. Anyway, but hey Leanne, hey Benefactum, this is what you've missed, because this is about really encapsulating our experience. And as you know, I think I made a video on this. I believe that surveys are only as good as the questions that go into them. And as a Black woman who lived in the corporate world for 14 years, I'm hoping that I've done all of us enough justice in putting these questions together to get to the root of what our experiences are, what the difference is that we not only feel, it's not an instinctive thing, it's something that we know that happens. How do we make that tangible? How do we communicate that? How do we articulate that to people who don't look like us, who don't get it? So the only thing I'm hoping is please go and fill it out. Everything that's in there will remain totally confidential. We've not asked for your LinkedIn or anything like that, just because we want this to be as open and honest as possible. And after it's completed, as soon as we have put together all of our research and our research insights, we will then write the paper and send it to all of you first, and just really, I want to say thank you in advance for supporting this and for your contribution. And you can find the survey on, I hope I get the URL right. If I don't, it's going to be in the box below, and it's www.surveymonkey.de, and then I think it's /the experience chasm. But anyway, I'll put it in the bottom. Please, even if you don't feel like completing this yourself, please can you share it with as many Black women across Europe as you can, because the larger the pool, the better the data. The better the data, the better the analysis. The better the analysis, the more we can do to mobilize our voices, to start encouraging companies to do what it is they need to do to make sure that we belong, succeed, thrive. And ultimately, we don't have to keep addressing this chasm, because they understand where it is and at what points they are completely overlooking it, for want of a better word. So, thank you for your attention as always, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.